Hello, and thanks for coming back to the channel again. It's really appreciated. What we're going to do today, Ed?
Well, I thought I don't no longer use this, guys, but we're going to do a little quick review on an IK Multimedia AXE input-output guitar audio interface.
Bloody marvellous. So stick with it.
Well, yeah, they will do.
So, what we got today then, Ed?
Well, what we have today, as we said in the intro, we have this unopened IK Multimedia AXE input-output audio interface, but it's primarily designed for guitar. Oh, that is a fully blown high-end interface.
Yeah.
But it is designed with the guitarist in mind.
Guitarist in mind,
So that's
yeah.
what we have.
Bloody marvellous.
So shall I unbox it?
So let's show the guys what they get for their buck.
Right. So if I open this up quickly first and try and well, if we can do this, inside the box we have this. Right. So the first part that comes out is these two ears, which have, and I'll put this on the floor now. We'll usually put
Marvellous.
all the rubbish goes on the floor.
On the floor,
know,
yeah, for the pixies, yeah.
With the pixies, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything like that goes on the floor,
yeah. And then you drop
the
things.
The unit we have here is with it. Yeah, we'll pick that up in a minute. We don't need that yet.
Pick it up,
this is the unit, so it's well protected with these sleeves inside the box.
Yeah.
They're just like cardboard holders. Chuck them as everybody does on the floor.
Yeah.
So this is what we have. The unit. That's the front. Then we have a nice image of the back.
We do.
And then you have these plastic side panels. We'll talk you through this in a second. So we have that. The other packaging that was in the bottom of the box should have power supply and a USB cable, I imagine.
It is marvellous.
Oh, and voila! There is a
professional USB.
Well, it's the professional. It's a USB-A plug for your computer end.
For your computer
and then we have the professional USB-B plug, which is the big square kind of things you probably saw.
Yeah.
So we have that, guys. So we'll hold on to that for a second.
Hold on to that, Ed, yeah.
And then lastly in the box, we should have a nice, and we have a nice power wart, which will be determined by your country of origin.
Well, it will.
You know, ours obviously is a 3-pin, 13 amp, 240 volt supply for the UK.
That's right, Ed, yeah.
So that's what we have. So let's plug this up to start with, guys.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back to you in a second.
We'll be back to you when Ed's plugged it all in for you.
Exactly. Right, guys, welcome back to this kind of review section. We have, what we've done actually is I showed you in the unboxing, we've got the interface out. We've plugged it out from this, a left and right output, which you would go to your speakers anyway. So we've taken that out into our interface and plugging the guitar into the second input on the AXE interface, which is dedicated for guitar. The first input is basically a universal input, and all you have on that is a trim pot for setting the gain or the input level. But on the second input, which is primarily designed for guitar because it's got a preamp section built into it, and you have two toggle switches. The position up on the first one is for passive guitar, so it's marked passive. When you switch it down, it's active. So depending on your guitar, passive or active, you use that first switch up or down. The next switch along is the colorization of the preamp. So when it's down, it's in a pure mode, what they call pure mode. And then when you switch it up, it emulates a JFET mode, which is basically a JFET based preamp. And then you have a control for that, which will go between sharp and dark. So it's a tone colorization. So that's something you can use to get a nice guitar sound in, coloured by a preamp going in. Next to that, we have a preset dial, which would if it was linked up USB-wise to the computer, would allow you to control your presets, you know, back or up and down, backwards and forwards. Then next to that we have a little screen which is for your tuner, and there's a button below it to activate that. And you have a couple of leader lights, a green light in the centre when you're in tune, and a red to the left or red to the right when you're flat or sharp, as normal. We then have a monitor control, which obviously was, you can send your signal to a separate pair of monitors, because there's actually 4 outputs on the back. So output 1 and 2, which are marked 1L and 2R, would be for your normal stereo main monitors for your left and right. Then you have 3 and 4. So you could send that to any other monitoring you wanted, or indeed if you had a secondary pair of monitors that were maybe different from what you had, you know, so you could do a comparison, you could set them up for that. And that control, the monitor control, is for that. It's basically for outputs 3 and 4. You then have a 1/4 inch or 2mm 6.5 input jack for headphones, and above that you have a volume control for your headphone level. And the last one to the extreme right is a mix. It's a mix out, I think it is. No, sorry, it's an amp out. So if you wanted to reamp, you can bring that out and into another amp or whatever. And above that you have your main volume, which is would be sent to your monitoring speakers. So this is how we've got it set up. I'm taking the guitar into input 2, but I'm leaving everything as set as default, which is the first toggle switch in passive mode, and the preamp section colorization, I've got that up as well, which is the JFET mode. And I've got the control that works those. I've got it set at 12 o'clock, so it's halfway between the sharp and dark. And from the back of it, I've taken, as I say, a lead out of output 1 and straight into our interface. And that's what you'll be hearing it through. Okay guys, so as you can see on the screen, I have an amplitude, a session of amplitude here, brought up, and I have basically, I've used the very first preset. I'm actually using amplitude 5 max, because I've got the full blown version. So this is amplitude 5 max, and the first factory preset that comes up is what I'm using to start with, and that is an 80s session clean tone, and that will sound like this, guys. I'm going to start off with as I usually do a lot of it, the telly. I'm going to have the bridge pickup selected and everything up on it, and it's like this. Now I'll put it in position 2, which is both pickets together. And lastly, we'll try the 3rd position neck on its own. Okay guys, let's try another. I'm not going to run through too many, only a few presets just to let you hear what it's capable of doing. Max, so here we go, and we have money for nothing. Right, so I'm going to try the one that we've got here at the bottom, which is, now this is called Texas Rhythm. Again, it's a preset within amplitude. It looks as if it's well, it's a 50. This is a 59, a Fender 59 Bassman. Limited. Well, it looks like a limited, whatever. So we have that, and we've got a screamer on the front end, etc., etc. So again, we're going to run through this with the starting with the treble pickup and everything up. Now, move to the second position, both pickups together. Lastly, third position, neck on its own. Okay guys, and lastly, we should find one here. I think it'll be self-explanatory. Ah, there he is. Now, this is again is a preset from there, and I think this should be self-explanatory what this is. It's called Money for Mark. Here we go. Hopefully I can get this right. I haven't played this for a long time. So, I think that sounds pretty close, guys. It's got that nasal honk in there. It's very close, guys. It might, I'm not sure, if I had a Les Paul here, I'm not sure, would it sound much closer, or I don't know, and if I could play it better as well. Anyway, that's what we have there. We got this. So again, guys, that's me with the treble pickup, everything up full tone, and well, I've actually just rolled the tone up now and the volume. Then let's move on to the second position. Both pickups together. Lastly, let's go to the third position, which is neck on its own. That's my review and take on. I mean, it's a great piece of kit. The spec on it, you know, you can Google it and find it. The spec on it is high spec. It's, I believe it's 96K sampling, 24-bit, and it's high end. Multimedia, IK Multimedia. You know what you're getting there. It's quality. Now you guys have seen it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. But to say, I am putting this up for sale. So if any of you guys are interested, or maybe interested, hit us up in the comments and we can let you know a little bit more about the sale details, etc. So guys, once again, we've got to thank you guys for all your subscriptions. We noticed they're on the way up again. It's almost 3.6 K now. We're on the best part of the way to 65,000 channel views, video views over the channel. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next one. Sayonara.